Joining me now with more is ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Devin Nunes. Before I get to the FoxNews.com report, I want to get your reaction to George Papadopoulos, because you've followed this and studied this and seen classified information that most of us weren't able to see. What's your reaction?
Well, I would actually point, Jason, to the recent communications that were released just last week that thankfully Senator Ron Johnson and Senator Grassley out of Iowa were able to finally break free. For some reason, this will come as no surprise to you, the FBI and DOJ were able to hide those from the United States Congress and our investigation for a very long time. Now, specifically what's in there is some very disgusting stuff as it relates to what our supposed G-men were doing, the dirty cops, as I call them, to George Papadopoulos, who you just had on there. It is sickening, it's frightening, and it's unbelievable that this could happen in the United States of America. So when you go back to the origins of this, we still don't know yet who set up George Papadopoulos way back in early 2016. The guy was just an innocent young man volunteering on a campaign that then was targeted by some group, someone, where they had a bunch of people running into him over in Europe. So he's right about that. We just don't know who did it. And then you continue to go into those text messages. And even though his name was kept from Congress for a very long time, we didn't learn about this investigation into him until 2017. Somehow, reporters knew about it. So it wasn't just that someone set him up and the dirty cops set him up. They tried to get warrants on him. They somehow listened to his phone calls. We don't know how any of this happened, but it should never happen to another American again. And I hope that American people actually go and read those so they know what, just this investigation that's been going on for 4 years is all about.
I want to transition a little bit, and I want to talk about the Hunter Biden situation. But I also want to note, I hope that people get to see justice at some point. You have the Inspector General with 1,000 pages of reports recommending action on more than a dozen people. And people, I just think, are fed up with the idea that they just don't ever see justice administered. Now, Today was Attorney General Barr's last day. We now have Jeff Rosen, who's the acting Attorney General, and FoxNews.com is putting up a story tonight that you can go read on FoxNews.com about the idea that they are discussing a potential special prosecutor to look into the Hunter Biden situation. Do you believe that's warranted, and do you believe that will happen?
Well, look, here's the issue. I mean, if you're a Republican or a conservative, are you really going to answer the door if the FBI comes to your house anymore? I don't think you are. So the same thing is true. If they were able to get a special counsel on a hoax that was put up by the Democratic Party and the Clinton campaign that embroiled and ruined dozens and dozens of people's lives over the course of the last 4 years, right, including many members of Congress, and they ruined the Intelligence Committee, for God's sake. They turned it into an impeachment committee. So if there was a special counsel that was started on Donald Trump for nothing, then with all this that's going on, I mean, it was the Bidens. It was the Bidens who got $3.5 million from Moscow, some business deals in China. I think what we all are concerned about now, in the middle of impeachment, an American citizen brought this information. He wanted it to get to Congress. What happened? Oh, the FBI hid it. We don't hear anything about an investigation, nothing, until after the election when Biden is elected. This is a crock. Yeah. It's nonsense. And look, maybe the FBI is going to do a good job and DOJ is going to do a good job, but I highly doubt it, and so do millions of Americans.
I think that's the big concern. Devin Nunes, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to you.